Growth therapy.
Lovely. What are we doing this episode, guys?
Emails.
I love it.
We love it.
I love an email.
Unless you have like life updates.
That's so loaded. I don't know. That's
I know.
too
I was
hard.
like, how vulnerable do I want to be?
Yeah.
Um.
Oh, are you gonna go?
When was the last time you like
All about?
sucked a dick besides the dildo from the show?
Oh. I thought you were gonna say last time I updated my life on the pod. I was gonna say
Yeah.
my last hookup was.
Mm?
It was a while ago.
Mm.
It was like
Aw.
definitely over 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's funny. That's not that.
Do you masturbate every day?
I'm dead.
Lately, yeah.
I love that.
That's great.
How about you?
I don't know about every day, but probably like every other day.
Okay.
It's like healthy. Sometimes you get so like
I convince myself it's like better for my like prostate, which it is.
Well, according
Probably.
to like several sex therapists I've talked to, it's like it's not unhealthy to masturbate every day. It's fine. Like it's only unhealthy if it just like seeps into your life and your life is falling apart and whatever, you know. But it's
An
like
addiction.
yeah, but it's
Oh.
like to do it every day is like completely fine, and to do it multiple times a day is even more fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just
And
like
if-
neutral.
yeah,
it's
and
like if you need to like get it out of your system, like just
Exactly.
get
And
it out
even
of
if
your
you don't
system.
masturbate, that's totally fine too. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just like they're like it's really so much more simple and fine. I think that like we get hard on ourselves if you just like, you know.
Yeah.
You know?
Shame, which is so
Shame,
weird
yeah, it's
because
a
we were
shame.
like taught that.
But it's like men wake up with fucking boners. Of course you're gonna jack that shit off.
If you want
never
to,
had
not
a
always
wet
when I wake
dream.
up though.
Yeah, no.
Really?
No, I don't really care to when I wake up. I'm usually running late. I don't really have time to like.
Yeah, I
take
can't
care of
remember.
that.
Or like even if you wake up with a boner, it usually goes away pretty
Yeah.
quick when you just like
Okay.
start doing
I
your
just
routine.
because my
Yeah.
boyfriend literally wakes up every night horny with a boner.
Oh.
But does he always want to do something?
Yeah, but you know me when I sleep,
Oh.
I'd be
Yeah, because
In a
I'd be like,
different
I'm
dimension."
sorry, I'm sleeping.
Yeah,
and
he gets
I'm even
that. He
horny,
never-
but I'm like, I don't need to do anything. Like,
yeah.
But
if I
he'll
go to sleep, this will
masturbate
go
every
away.
day, like
Oh,
in
that's
the morning.
that's
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah, every
I
morning.
guess like a-
This is making me
I
think of like
guess.
the first time I started like masturbating.
Oh my god, trauma.
When was the first time you started?
for me? Okay, you go.
I don't do we want to start?
No, we want to know what the first
What'd you
masturbation.
do?
I mean, like
Ew.
I feel like everybody would remember the first time they ever like
Yeah.
you know did it.
Yeah.
I never had any wet dreams, and I was kind of jealous of my other friends that did
Yeah.
it. I was like,
Oh.
I want one.
You don't need to be jealous. It's messy. You don't want
Oh
it.
yeah, for guys, you
I'm
guys are actually what?
I
Yeah,
like the mess.
exactly.
But yeah, because I never experienced a wet dream, I was like, I guess I'm like just not as sexual or whatever. And then like the first time I actually ever masturbated, it was more just like realizing like, oh, this is just the thing to do. Like the action of like
Right.
stroking myself. I was like, okay, so I didn't like reach orgasm. But then the first time I was like, I'm gonna keep going.
You're like,
I
this
was
feels
like-
so good.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Did you have
And then
shame
it,
though
like,
for
felt
like touching
better.
yourself like that?
Well, so like it kept like I kept going. I didn't stop, and I was like, oh, it, like the feeling is good, and it gets better, and then it got
Yeah.
better and better and better, and then it
Like
got
I
to
can't
the
even
point
imagine
where
just
I
seeing.
like ejaculated, and then I was like scared
Because you're like,
I
what
was
is
like,
this?
oh, and I was like, and I knew it wasn't pee. But
Yeah.
like, if first of all, the feeling of my body felt amazing, which like affirmed that this was a great thing. But
Right.
then what came out was like I didn't want to look at it. I was like,
Whoa.
"Huh,
Shame,
what was that?"
shame,
Yeah, you're like,
shame.
what is this,
Yeah.
bro? Yeah.
And so like I just kind of freaked out, and then I just like went to the bathroom and like cleaned myself up, and then
How old were
the
you?
next I was
A teen.
Oh.
yeah I was I
Yeah.
think I was 14,
Yeah.
and I was of course gonna do it again,
Right,
but like
right.
the next time I was more curious, so then I went like all out, and I was like, I'm determined to see what this stuff is. So then like
Did you watch porn
I
yet? Like,
did
did you
it.
know what
I
sex
didn't
was
need
yet?
porn. I was
Oh,
so the hormones were raging. I didn't even need porn.
right.
I just
But I don't know if
just
like
the
you've seen
thought
it or
of,
like we're exposed to sex.
Oh
Like,
yeah. So then I like was like determined the first time. This was like my third time masturbating. I was determined to like see what was gonna come out.
Right,
And
right.
so like
Oh my
I didn't wear
God.
because also the first
Semen.
the first time I ejaculated, it was like under my boxers. That's why I was like,
Oh,
I
okay,
wanna look
okay,
at it, whatever.
okay. Yeah.
And so this time I was like completely butt ass naked, and I was like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
You're like,
and
how,
so,
like-
it went everywhere, and I was like, oh my god.
I feel like that would be so, because for us, like for women, like that doesn't like it. We don't have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, as an adult,
ejaculation.
like, yeah, that's for some people that's favorable.
right.
But like it like went everywhere, and I was like, I was disgusted. I was like, this is so gross.
Aw.
But like I still
Aw.
liked masturbating, but I was like, ew,
You're like,
this
"It was
part is the worst.
messy."
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the semen for me was not that great.
But now you're like,
Now I
like
love
semen.
it.
I was gonna say, I know you're gonna
I'm
do the follow up. I love
dead.
semen now. Yeah.
Right. But at the time I was like, this is weird, whatever. But then so then fast forward like a few months, I started masturbating. I've never said this on this level
Ooh,
of like
say it.
public.
Tell
Okay.
it. Ooh, come
I'm
and
sure someone
tell it.
relates.
I started masturbating
Ooh.
in class.
In class.
Did someone see you?
Let me tell you, this was still a very private moment.
I'm
I didn't want people
dead.
around me.
What?
The best days,
Rainy days.
movie day,
It's dark.
and I would go straight to the back of the class, chilling by myself.
With your hands in your pockets.
Yes.
In the pants.
And I would just be like, I would have like maybe like sometimes I would have like a jacket on, and just,
Yeah.
like, I would like,
Ah.
put my like
Yeah.
arms in like in you know just like
Oh my God,
everybody's
that's
watching
kinda
a
hot.
movie, and I was like, and that's the thing, you would think like something like that as an adult when you need more stimulus, you're thinking about your surroundings. I wasn't even fucking paying attention to anything. I was so focused on the feeling
Yeah.
Right.
and like the ejaculation and like
And
it
like,
just
did you?
felt
You
so
obviously, you
fucking
didn't vote.
amazing.
You had to do some quiet,
No,
like.
I was, and that's the crazy thing because you know me, I love being loud.
Yeah.
I'm done.
If anyone ever finds me on Twitter, you know. But I
you
learned
play
how
it.
to
You're
have
funny.
quiet orgasms, and it was just like,
Oh.
and I think that also added to the kink, or this is probably a kink for other people, but like public play,
I'm like horny now.
being able,
fucking
being able,
dead.
HK.
we're gonna start
masturbating
masturbating so secretly while we're here. We don't tell.
Gets me
done.
horny.
There you go. So
Oh,
I
that's
Her
cute.
hands are just
The
gonna
fact
like
that I had
wander
to-
Right, I'm
down
really-
some- Just get really.
I'm wearing a jacket too, so my arms.
There you go. There you go. So the fact that I had to do it, one, completely silently, and two, have no reaction while ejaculating.
You're so funny.
I didn't even think of it as the thrill at the time, but now thinking back, I was like, oh yeah, that is a thrill.
Yeah.
Getting out, because that's how people who are into public play now, that's what they enjoy, getting able to have,
Right.
being able to have sex and have orgasms.
But then try to
while
like
they're
hide
right
it
behind
and be
someone, or,
right,
like, you know what I
right.
mean?
Ugh.
Yeah. So it's crazy, and the reason why I was so shameful about that is because I never want to tell anybody and make them think that I was a perv in school.
No.
I was still very much a child, but like
Nah.
I wasn't having sexual thoughts about people
Anyone,
in class.
yeah.
I was just enjoying my body.
Yeah, like you were having sexual thoughts within yourself.
Yeah.
And, like it wasn't like you're getting off
Like
on
I
like
wasn't
anything.
even I wasn't even thinking about sex. If I really think back to it, like I was just so focused on like, oh my god, this feels so fucking good.
Yeah, it's so
Wow.
confusing because no one's like describing like what that is. So it's
Yeah,
so
right.
weird
It's
because you're just
weird.
like this. Well, also like the term of like this being even bad. Like
Mhm.
we only think of that as adults. Like we probably shouldn't have done that.
True.
But it's like you're a child and like no one's telling you what this is. So you're like, well, I'm gonna touch my body.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like,
'Cause
this
I have
feels
no
so-
idea what this means.
Yeah, and it was a lot of like curiosity and like
Yeah.
affirming what was going on. Because if you think like as an adult now, like yeah, I definitely need mental stimulation to have that type of sex. But back then,
You didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah,
It was
no,
just-
we could easily
like,
get
what's
horny
this?
when we were like 14, 15
I
years
just
old. Like
needed
anything
a
made me
little,
horny. Yeah.
and that was enough.
Just a little stroke. And I was like, because you're just like, yeah, shit.
And I know my girlfriends was doing it because all they needed to do, they didn't even need any
Yeah.
penetrative. Did I say that
I
right?
think that's
Penetration?
a word. That's
Yeah.
a word.
They didn't need anything that related penetration. They just needed rubbing.
Yeah,
And they were like,
for sure.
"Ah."
Oh yeah, like I've humped pillows where I
Oh,
would
yeah.
sit there and just like
Same.
touch my vagina,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
while I'm watching a movie, being like, "Why does this feel good?" You know?
And then the first time I put something in my ass.
Okay, well, let's do intros because
Okay, yeah,
clearly
we're
there's-
getting too deep into it. We're getting too deep into it.
If you're living paycheck to paycheck, which I totally get, no judgment, I've been there plenty of times, or struggling to make ends meet, the holidays may be a really stressful time for you. But with Dave, you can get your money sooner, so so you can spend more time enjoying the holidays with your loved ones, not worrying about how much money you have to get through the week. Dave is the baking app that can help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. With Dave, there's no interest, late fees, or credit checks, which means that's more money to buy all those last-minute gifts or catch up on the bills without having to wait for your next paycheck. Millions of people have already downloaded the Dave app to get the financial relief they need with extra cash. So if you're in a pinch and need some extra help, don't worry and go and download Dave and think of it as helping a hand from your future self. Download the Dave app from the App Store right now or go to dave.com. Sign up for the extra cash account and get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. Brocal Therapy is sponsored by BetterHelp Therapy Online. I remember being in my early 20s when it was like real dark depression, when I just felt like so unloved and unworthy and didn't know how to be happy. Like, I mean, I knew how to act like I was happy, but I didn't know how to actually be deep down happy. And with therapy and with prioritizing my mental health, I could really proudly say that I feel so much better than I did in my dark years, especially my early 20s. Life is still going to keep going. It's still going to have some issues that come up, but now I'm able to learn from, my mistakes and to learn in therapy how to navigate through those feelings. And I want you to feel better. Everyone deserves to feel better. Get unstuck with BetterHelp. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/brokegirl. That's better, HELP.com/brokegirl. Now a word from our sponsor, Nightcap. I mean, it's no secret, I do love going out to drink with my friends. Like, you never know, like, as you're holding your drink and you turn your head, like, someone could put something in your drink to make you drugged out. Which, I know we love a good time, but, like, that's a little scary. And that's why y'all should get Nightcap. Right now, Nightcap has a great holiday promo. My listeners get 20% off their purchase. Just visit nightcapit.com and use code BROKEGIRL at checkout. That's BROKEGIRL for 20% off your purchase at nightcapit.com. This was just the pre-show.
I'm dead.
Oh my god. Well, hi guys. Hello. It's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Brocal Therapy. And we have HK motherfucking braids with a boner.
HK boner.
HK boner.
No.
And then we have your favorite. Sorry, HK. Nathan.
My favorite.
Nathan motherfucking Lusk.
Oh my god, hi guys.
The reason we have HK is because of him.
Yes.
Yes.
It's because you were, like, think about it. You made the choice to be a dancer.
I did.
And then
Yes.
you joined the dance community and then you
Yeah.
met HK because you made the choice to be a dancer. And then now you're on Brocal Therapy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why it's because you like, met each other through there. And that's how I met him.
And then
Because I was friends with the dancer. Isn't it weird? Like, the little choices we make in life
I love that.
that makes you, like, connected to
I
people.
love that.
broke girl dancers.
And
Broke girl dancers.
Yes.
I'm not even a dancer.
But the choice I brought you to come out and dance
You
is
did.
the reason why we're celebrating today.
Exactly.
We all know each other from dancing out in the club. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
Full
great.
circle moment.
Dancing
Aw.
is joy, everyone.
Yes.
I love that.
I love that for
I
us.
love to dance. I'm not as great as you guys. You guys could, like,
We have videos of old ones. Fifth Harmony.
oh, we do.
We probably do.
Oh.
Better together. We used to make dances up together,
It was
me and
fun.
Nathan.
Oh my god.
And then we would, like, record it on Vine.
It was really good too.
Yeah.
Vine was an era.
I loved it.
It went away.
And I was obsessed with Fifth Harmony. So then we, like,
Yeah.
it's a weird.
Fifth
I don't
Harmony
feel
was
like my
great,
Brocal
though.
Therapy people, like, know that my obsession with Fifth Harmony was. Remember that?
Well, so then how did you feel when
It all went away.
I, like, supported her, but she always annoyed me. I was
I'm
always
dead.
team, like, Lauren or, like, Norm. Actually, I like
Ooh,
Dinah, too.
Lauren.
Dinah,
Oh, yeah.
Normani, and Lauren. Allie was...
there?
Oh no, Allie, girl,
she
you
seems
was
really
good.
nice.
It was fine, girl.
She was
I feel like
shorty.
it's funny. I
I
just
feel
watched
like
like
I actually would get along with her really well.
Yeah.
Let's bring her on. Come on, Allie.
Come on, Allie. I'm
I
done.
don't even know. She does not even know me.
I watched like a YouTube analysis of them all falling out. And wait, did you watch the same one? Because I watched a really funny video. And it's funny because
he was like, let's talk about the chaoticness of Fifth Harmony.
Because they're all together. They're like a girl group, but they were like put together. And then they were all like subtly like wanting the front spot, like the main character energy.
Tell, and it was
so they
just,
didn't ever work together well, like conducively.
Like even in, like, okay, so this is when I worked in fashion. I like knew their
the
stylist.
Oh, the stylist.
They had several. They had a million actually stylists, and that's why it looked like they had a million stylists because they like people kept coming through the door and helping them out. But there's this one particular one that was like really did not like, not because of them, but just like did not like working with them and would talk a lot of shit. Sorry,
damn.
this is and so, and it's just funny because I saw like a Fifth Harmony analysis on YouTube randomly, and then someone was like, their stylist must have hated them, and I was like, I can't confirm.
You're like, yes, that was the case.
Yeah, not that she like hated them personally, but it, you know, she just like felt like there was so many moving parts, and that's why they never looked like cohesive, you know, because there was a lot of, you know,
too much
opinions, I guess you could say.
But individually talented ladies.
Yeah.
I love Lauren. Like she was my favorite.
Me
girl.
too.
Lauren's a
Her
vibe.
voice,
So good.
and and her vibe. How do you say her last name though?
I don't.
Haregi.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm the number one fan.
you are.
Yeah,
you are.
Number one fan. You
I
don't
asked
even
the
know.
right
You
person.
don't even know. Yeah.
But yeah, no, she was great.
Mhm.
Dinah.
I love Dinah. Her
Yeah.
voice.
I know, but I feel like no one will give her like flowers because she's fucking talented. She has the best voice out of all of
Heard
them.
it all before.
Yes, I've
Yes.
heard
Heard it all before.
so
Yes.
good.
Good.
And then
So good.
but I could go on a Fifth Harmony tangent.
I knew. I should have even brought it up. Where did we come? Well, how did we get here? I remember. I'm sorry.
You're the
I
only
remember.
one in my life right
Forget.
now that knows how
Yeah.
I was obsessed.
Of course you
How
were.
do you-
I've seen
Yes.
every interview on YouTube.
Oh shit, you were that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
But they're
It's
not
a-
the best.
it's a wealth of
girl.
knowledge.
It's a wealth.
You have a lot of really interesting facts about.
I know too much.
Yeah.
I know every like age. I know where they're all from.
Wow.
Like
not me.
like
So
shoot
who's the
me
oldest?
Allie.
okay.
Okay.
She was 19 when they
And the
started.
shortest.
And the shortest.
Hmm.
The youngest, Dinah. She was
I knew
15 when
that.
they started.
And she's the tallest.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
I know.
I have
It's
no
just like
commentary.
all this, a whole like chunk of knowledge of Fifth Harmony that just
That's
is
kind of
there.
cool.
You should do a whole
like,
podcast
You
episode
should
on
go
it.
to-
this is the episode.
Oh yeah,
is it.
we're gonna keep going. Actually,
Yeah.
everyone, in case you were wondering what
We've
we're doing
reached
today,
that point. We're talking about Fifth Harmony, guys.
I'm gonna pull out my laptop.
Oh my god.
No, that's
we'll
amazing.
do
So
it.
you like you loved them from when you first saw them on that like
I
competition show?
was obsessed with X Factor.
We watched it
X
together.
Factor.
Yes.
Okay.
And we voted for them probably.
And for Carly Rose, Sonic
Loved
Claire.
Carly.
we
loved her.
We were so
She was
upset
so
because
good.
her and Tate, but the fucking country singer won
Why does a country singer always win?
because the demographic of the show is middle of America.
I feel like
Well,
that
and they're
makes
also
sense.
just
It always
thinking
happens,
money.
even on
They're-
like The Voice.
Right.
They're probably thinking like
The demographic
they
of the
want
show.
to make the money.
Yeah.
And it's like we need to push more country artists out or some shit. I don't know.
No, because it.
Nothing wrong with country.
Nothing
People-
wrong.
People like
Just-
that.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
But like you think
But they
of-
always win.
it always.
Those shows.
But the Fifth Harmony, well, Camila won that.
Yeah.
Because she's there. She's a superstar now.
Yeah. I watched Cinderella. I have
Oh,
thoughts.
I hate
we
it.
won't talk about
No,
it.
don't talk about it.
Well, I can't remember. Actually, I didn't watch Cinderella. I tried to watch
I
Cinderella.
didn't watch
I
it, but
tried.
the only thing I got was, "Am I wrong?"
Am I wrong?
What's that? I don't know.
You haven't seen that clip
When
on
she
like
was, like,
TikTok
sewing
when
and
people play
shit?
it back and like I don't know if it was like an edit fuck up, but like you know when they do that cover of like the "Am I Wrong" song,
Oh, I know that song. Okay,
Yeah.
now I do.
and then I don't know why
Her voice
her
is kind of
voice
very
sounds
tame.
fucked up there, but she goes "Am I
Wrong?"
wrong?" But it goes really flat.
Yeah.
Oh no! I feel like people who made that movie like didn't like the people.
I
They were
know.
doing them really
Clearly.
dirty. I feel.
Clearly. And like even
But
me as
also-
like a Billy Porter fan, they just made him into
So cringy, like a
Everyone was
caricature at one
cringe.
time.
yeah, like he just became
And he's
the
so
queer black
talented.
man trope, and I'm like, wow, you wasted Billy Porter.
Right.
And it's not his fault.
No, not at all.
But I also had to remember it's a child's movie. So sometimes the
Right.
critiques for children's movie from adults are hysterical to me. I've gone on like
True,
Rotten
true, true, true,
Tomatoes,
true.
like
It is a child's
like
movie.
reviewing like A Wrinkle in Time, and I just remember like reading comments like this movie is absolute trash,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah,
and it's so
yeah,
funny because
yeah.
I'm like we're not the audience,
Right, we're not the
It's
audience.
for children.
And to be honest, I stopped valuing Rotten Tomatoes because, or honestly, even any critic, the fucking Academy. I don't care who wins awards anymore because I
Yes.
care what my tastes are, which are very different.
Right.
And a lot of them miss the fucking mark.
Always.
Yes.
Always.
We know so many talented artists that never get recognition. So I'm just like,
Yes.
awards are cute, but they're not definitive of like brilliant art.
Mm-hmm.
If you know art.
Well,
I'm
an
just kidding.
art is subjective, everyone.
is
You're entitled
subjective.
to an opinion.
Period.
SMI.
A part of me wants to sing Camilla's verse
You're
on
hilarious. A
like
part of me
Mariah.
wants to sing.
Oh my god, I like
A
Mariah.
part of me would love
I'm
to
gonna
just
play
stop
my
and
favorite
sing.
Fifth Harmony song.
I
You
love
didn't
that
call
song.
me baby.
Wait, the way you said that was it. That was it.
Love it when you call me baby. We light up the phone. Making that crazy. Tell me on. Tell me on. Okay, I'm fucking it up.
You
didn't
need
call
to
me
do
baby.
Camilla
I
impression.
love
my
impressing her.
God.
Light it up my phone. In and out the crazy.
Oh my
Coming
god.
home. Coming
I
home.
can't even remember.
Always.
Okay, but for me,
I remember.
It's the
What's it for you? What is it for you?
Which one?
Tell us.
Did my ad look
I don't
fat
wanna
or
reveal,
nah?
I don't want to reveal too much.
Or nah? I loved them. Any Fifth Harmony
Everything is
stand.
payday.
Swipe my card and I do the night.
It's looking
Do
super
I think
late.
they-
I heard that they wouldn't play that in America because they thought it was like
Yes, we
because
watched
of
the
Mich-
same.
Okay, because that video was so funny. That video was
We
so funny.
watched the
We watched
same
the same
one.
video. I just saw it the other day and I was laughing and I thought about sending it to you. She was like saying that they couldn't play that song in America because they thought it was like Democratic propaganda because they said
Michelle
Michelle
Obama
Obama worked so hard getting over dollars.
Yes.
Oh,
right?
did you say
So
Better
funny.
Together already?
Oh, I do love Better Together.
acoustic-
No, we're better
you know how-
together.
We did watch the same video
You know
though.
how
That's
they had
funny.
this acoustic EP?
Yes.
Yeah.
God.
Don't
We
even-
love an acoustic.
Or then,
Who
who
you
are
are?
you?
Oh yeah. Who?
Today, could
Wait,
you be
you're
the
doing it so
sun?
good. I'm
Or you
so
are the
dead.
rain? Who are you?
Wait, but like, so do
tomorrow?
you like them individually? Do
What?
you like them individually?
Sure.
Sure, yeah.
I don't have dislike for people I
Yeah.
don't know. It's fine.
Because I still love Motivation.
Yes.
my
I did
God.
watch
Oh,
Normani
wow.
do. I saw her live and do it at the
Oh.
Streamy Awards.
Mm.
Ooh.
She did not look like she wants to be there,
Oh.
Mm.
but she still killed it. She's the queen.
Well, she even I forgot what interview it was. I saw it on TikTok, and she was like,
She's
even-
like, oh,
she didn't want to release.
Zach
Motivation.
sang.
Yeah,
Huh?
she
I've
didn't want to
seen that
release
interview.
Motivation. She was like, it's too
Yeah.
premature. It's
Oh.
she hadn't really like
I love
had
that
enough
song.
time with it. No, it's so good.
She didn't really
Yeah.
like that song.
But she didn't like. She wasn't ready
It's
to like
amazing.
let
She
it
felt
out.
rushed to do it.
And then like they even like putting the video together, all that stuff.
And she also
was-
paid for a little bit of Wild Side too, because the record label wouldn't
Yes.
pay for that.
Yes, yes, that's
Oh.
right.
She's
Yeah,
kind of like that's
kinda
why she hasn't put out
fucked
an
over
album.
on
She's
Wild
kind of
Side.
been fucked a little bit.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, she need a better team.
Ain't nobody
Yeah.
need a team. I'm just kidding. People should
Or
just
that
release
too,
their own
honestly,
stuff.
Right?
In this day and age, you can totally be a successful independent artist. It
Mhm.
takes a
Shout
lot
out
of
to
work,
Twee.
but yes, Twee.
What's
Who's
up, Gwa?
Twee? Oh, okay.
Our friend. Just kidding.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't know. I also I felt dumb
A
asking.
former guest
Oh.
Yeah.
turned Asian
She's
pop star.
literally
You posted
killing
about her
it.
once.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
I
killing
saw
it. Yeah.
I saw.
She's a Viet girl from the Bay, and
She's kind of she's really killing
she's
it.
an R&B girly. Yeah, she's
That's
so
dope.
good. She's really
Yeah.
good.
Should we sing emails? Anything about Fifth Harmony? I love it when you call me
Do
baby.
you want to share any more Fifth Harmony?
Anything about Fifth Harmony? She's like, I'm gonna keep going.
Crazy.
You're doing it so I'm gonna play the real recording because your resemblance is fucking.
Because I worked really hard to sound like that. Because I was like, she sounds crazy, but I like it.
She did.
It's like really catchy.
Okay.
Wait,
Call me baby.
What's that song called?
Like Mariah.
I don't remember.
Like
Write it up a phone.
Is that on?
Watch it like crazy.
Reflection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming home.
Reflection.
Coming
I have a
home.
video of the three of us.
No.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's
Hey.
Reflection.
No.
Oh,
it's
like Mariah.
Like Mariah.
Honestly, though, this song was the
So
shit.
good. Let's go. When you light it up a phone, think like it's crazy. I'm coming home, running home, like it's nothing.
Wow.
So you love that candy comb, like it baby. And the best I've ever known.
Oh
Hey,
my god,
hey.
that was uncanny. I couldn't
'Cause
tell.
it's slight
I couldn't
Britney
tell
in
which was
there.
the recording and which was you.
Yeah.
That's very
I
flattering.
love.
Okay, now that's
Oh my
23 minutes,
gosh.
and I'm so sorry if y'all are not Fifth Harmony stands.
I know.
There's no use.
Well, they've left by now, but it's
Right,
fine.
yeah.
right,
They've
right.
unsubscribed. to
Whoever
this
is
one.
still here, we're gonna read some emails.
If you made it this far.
I love that.
Okay. There was a good one here I wanted to read. I felt like you might relate to this because
Okay.
you think you are this, but I don't think you
Ooh.
are because a
Oh.
lot of it is in your head.
Oh no, you're really going so deep, huh? Okay, keep going. Oh god. I thought we were gonna
that's
talk
what I
about
said.
silly sex stories. Why are you going so deep? Okay, go. It's fine. What do you want me to talk about? You want me to cry, bitch? Fuck.
Could just that line could be a soundbite.
Oh,
That was
sad.
too good. That was too good.
Why'd you have me on the show, bro? You want me to cry?
I don't think it's
Okay,
that
go.
deep.
Okay, great.
Okay.
It's not that deep. Imagine.
So-
Sincerely deep
Yes,
baby girl.
sincerely deep. Oh my god.
Okay, read it.
Oh my god.
Okay,
I can't breathe.
there you go.
Okay, the subject is socially awkward.
Oh my god, cunt. You're so rich to me. I don't even think I'm socially awkward. I'm completely fine. I didn't have like a panic attack before I even showed up here and had to take CBD. It's totally fine. I don't even care about being on camera, having a microphone in my face and recording an episode.
This was a targeted attack.
I'm not targeted. I'm not triggered. I'm just
She read
kidding.
the subject and said,
Nathan.
bookmark.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's imagine it's like an email from me. I sent it in. I'm gonna give myself my own advice. Okay, anyway, who is
I'd
she?
like to stay anonymous.
Oh.
This is
Okay.
N.
Who is
This is N.
I did
XOXO-N.
who is it? Tell us. who-
Okay. We
Okay.
can't say their name. They want to stay anonymous.
Oh, great. Me too.
So
Just kidding. Here I am on camera. I'm just kidding. Okay, go. Go.
Hey, it's me, anonymous.
Hey,
I
guys.
can't breathe. Says I always have a hard time fitting in because it's so shocking.
Huh? You want me to
Take
read?
a breath.
I'm a bad reader.
Take a breath.
That's
could
how you
try.
read.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, yeah, let him read.
I
Let him
could,
read.
oh, it's kind of short.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Socially awkward. Okay. I've always had a hard time fitting in because I'm really socially awkward. Who says, though? Who says that? Okay, I stutter really bad. I'm gonna cry because me too. Not diagnosed because my brain goes faster than my mouth. Oh my gosh. And I can't comprehend what I'm trying to say to someone. Wow. Okay, me too. I'm saying wow because me too. Okay. I can, but it's really hard not to stutter, I've noticed. When I'm excited to meet someone. I also
Aw.
always feel guilty and embarrassed because of this. I can explain the guilt as when I'm unable to clearly say my thoughts to someone. It's extremely embarrassing because they try finishing my sentences or they make fun of me and point out how red I'm turning. No. I've joined sports clubs, ask for help, etc., and nothing really seems to work. I feel so put out of place. No, that was wrong. I read that wrong. I feel so out of place, especially at school, and overwhelmed when I have to present or talk to someone. I really love talking to people and expressing my opinions, but it is hard because I have such a hard time talking. Yes. What is something that may help me become more of a social bug / calming myself down enough to talk like a normal person? Take that word out, normal.
No.
You are just a person, a lovely person.
Right.
Thank you, SM, so much, you guys, in case you didn't know. Also, thank you for your account.
I thought it was Stefanie Maegan, SM.
Oh, that's funny.
kidding.
I've learned
this is you.
so much from you guys. I learned so much from you guys than I have in school.
Oh.
I'm under 18. Okay. I love this. You're a Libra. I know nothing about signs. And you're in Virginia. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. You're in Virginia. I've never been to Virginia.
Oh,
I have so many thoughts
Okay,
because I
say it.
agree. I also have a lot of social anxiety. I got made fun of a lot of growing up for my voice, which is actually, well, for the gay community, like queer community, there's a lot of like annoying stuff about like how a male's voice should
Yes.
sound. So
Yes.
hello. So I guess I don't sound like that, which is fine. So I got made fun of a lot, and people would just like laugh when I would talk. Which is upsetting because sometimes I have things to express that don't like really. I'm not trying to make people laugh. So I'm just trying to like
Aw.
say a point. So anyway, I would relate this to anyone who has like a hard time expressing an opinion because I don't know, they're scared of the way they sound. I feel there's it's so sad that people make fun of how anyone says anything just because it takes away so much power from
The person,
someone.
yeah.
When your voice, which like carries the weight of like your opinions or the way you see the world, like is like made of a point of ridicule, that's so difficult. But we cannot control people, so if that doesn't change, we have to just learn to, I would say, even like not even love the way we sound. You could just be very neutral about it. I don't technically love the sound of my own voice, but I'm just like I'm a lot more neutral about the fact that I'm just talking, and if somebody wants to be rude and like make fun of it, like I just unfortunately have to take that with a grain of salt and just like move on and realize like I'm probably not going to have a lot of conversing with this person. A lot of my thoughts actually have come from, I've gotten better at expressing myself through writing a lot since I'm scared to speak a lot. Like I feel like I'm a more eloquent writer, or I'm able to express my thoughts more through writing. So I'd say if you haven't tried that medium, yeah, writing down your thoughts is empowering because you're aware that you have opinions and you don't have to be embarrassed about it. It is just when it comes to speaking up, if you have some like triggers around your speaking voice, that can be hard. But I hope you feel more at peace with your voice because it's lovely. And if people are making fun of it, that's on them, and they are rude, and you are lovely, and there's nothing wrong with anyone's speaking voice
Right.
at all.
Exactly.
Even if someone has a stutter. That's so silly. People, if they're making fun of that, it's because they've been accustomed
They're also
to.
still like in school, and like kids are
Yes.
fucking mean.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and people should not assume that a voice should sound a certain way.
Kids
so if
are
you-
horrible
if you-
people.
yeah,
Kids
they
are
are.
awful.
So once you're older, hopefully you'll be around more of a community of people who are.
Yeah, like I have like my boyfriend's best friend, Braz, the one that like came up to you was like HK Brains. Like when he gets so excited, well, he has a
was
stutter
so
in general.
nice.
Shout out to Braz because he listens to the show. Hopefully, he listens to this one. But like he like is a grown grown man at this point, and yeah, he's like in his 30s, and he has like a stutter, and we just like all love him for it. We just smile and like let him like figure out his like words and articulate. Like to me, I'm like, this is so charming. Like it's his charm, but like obviously we're mature now, so we like understand it that like that's offensive to like hurt somebody. But I think when you're kids, it's like kids are just fucking mean. So if I don't know, if anything, like just know that there's hope, and that it's not a forever thing, and that like just know that like people are just bullies, especially when they're young, because they don't know any better, and that your stutter and your voice is a charm, and that you're gonna have a community of people who are gonna love you for it. I mean, I'm sure you already do anyway, but just remember there's people who love you for it no matter what.
Yeah.
Because I love Braz's stutter. I'm like, I find it so like, I was gonna say funny, but so like charming, you know what I mean? Like it really is. I'm just like, oh, like it's especially when he gets so excited. Yeah, when he gets excited, he goes, you know, and I'm like I could tell, like it makes my heart melt. 'Cause I'm like, oh my god, like he's excited right now. So like I just, you know.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely love to shout
And he
out
was
Braz too. Yeah, like, getting to meet him was actually really awesome.
My boyfriend's best friend.
Someone's excited to meet me.
He was like, hold on.
But
There's
he was
HK
so
right
great.
There. Yeah.
Love you, Braz.
And he did have his stutter.
And I also didn't even notice, but like I didn't realize that was a thing until you told me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was, for me, it wasn't noticeable. I was,
you're just like, oh, he's so
wonderful.
excited to see. It was
so
flattering.
cool.
It was endearing, you know. So.
And I think, so for this person, I agree with everything you guys said. But outside of like that type of processing, if I were to try to give you like specific advice to practice, which you don't have to take this, but I would say think about the times that you're able to communicate eloquently and what those conditions are. Is it because you are doing something with a high level of confidence? Are you talking about something that you know without a doubt? Or is it because you're around people that make you super comfortable? And then how can you slowly emulate that into these other environments? You know, like, is it hanging out more with your supportive circle of friends or your family, doing things that allow you to use your voice? I don't know if you like to sing or like other things like that, or even like reciting scenes or stuff like that, like practicing with your voice so that you're more confident in your voice. Because I didn't really have like a stutter, but like sometimes even as like a server, I would like, because I'm rushing, I would like have to speak to people in a very rushed manner. And so many times people would ask me a direct question and I would just mumble gibberish.
Right.
And I'd be like, oh yeah, because like they would ask me like, oh, can I get an extra side of this sauce? And I'd be like,
oh, that's happened to me so many times. I've done
and like they
so
just look
much.
at me like, like I'm nodding, but it's because I'm also thinking about like 30 other things that I have to do.
Right.
And
I've
like,
been there too.
I will get whatever they need, but it's just like there's so many other things I have to do.
You can't articulate it because your mind is
and like speaking was a low priority in that moment.
Right.
But if so I'm just trying to like understand your situation. Like maybe there's and there's all the other sources and causes of why stutters happen, sure. But if it's like if you just want to specifically work on like the area of confidence, there are ways you could do that. And it's just putting yourself in uncomfortable positions so that you can become comfortable in them. And I'm not saying like go out and like meet a brand new person every day. You don't have to do that. But like just practicing talking and talking about things that you are excited about, so that when you do talk about something that you aren't, you still carry that level of confidence. If that works. And definitely try other things, because I'm not a professional. I don't know.
I had other thoughts as you said that.
Okay.
Yeah, like try. I read a lot. I used to like read a lot out loud when no one was home.
I was gonna say that's what. Yeah.
Reading a lot out loud is so good.
Yeah, because like I was embarrassed by my voice. So like if my roommates were home or someone wasn't home, I would just like read out loud. And I also take like, this might be like a very specific suggestion, but like an acting class is like fun, and it gives you material where it's not your own brain making up words. So in some ways it's kind of like easier because the thought process is off. It's just working on the speech aspect.
Yes.
So you're just talking.
That's the perfect way of putting it.
I just think it's like, it's a fun way to just get more comfortable if that's necessary, if that's something you would like to do. But I would also like to add that extroverts are not the best people or the normal people of society, and people who speak up and it looks like it's easier for them. There's really, you don't have to admire someone who is like that. If that's something you would like to work for confidence, like go off and do that. That's so great. But like, there's no normal person.
That's not the normal standard.
And some people are just quieter, and maybe they don't want to talk as much. But if you are someone who wants to work on that, then there are like some tools that might help.
Yes, I love that. And I would definitely want to emphasize that reminder. You don't have to fix anything. There's nothing to fix.
No.
If you just want to improve a certain area, that's what we're trying to enforce totally. But there's nothing for you to fix. There's nothing wrong with you.
No.
Yeah. I mean, people make fun of the fact that I sound like so Californian Valley and congested at the same time. Like people are always like, oh my God, are you sick? And I'm like, no, I just sound like this.
That's really
Well, you killed the Camilla lick, so
I did.
Yeah, it's good.
Let me
You should
call me
practice Fifth Harmony
baby.
songs. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Practice
Singing
Fifth
is
Harmony
also
songs.
fun. We
Yes.
Singing is
love
fun.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I love
Aw, that was a good
See?
question.
And things get better. High school is gonna go by.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
It'll
them
be
kids,
fine.
honestly.
Mhm.
Fuck them kids. Like, people are going to love you. People already do love you, I'm sure. So,
Yes.
anyways,
Aw.
should I read this one? This one says, found a sex tape on my man's camera roll.
Oh, of not her, apparently. No, so not her.
We'll see. We'll find
Okay.
out.
Flashback.
This
Oh,
says,
no.
oh,
It's
okay. We'll,
okay.
It's okay.
It'll be fine. I did it. You can do it. I'm just
We
kidding.
got past it. We got past
We
it.
could do
Okay.
it.
I think I'm 10 years past it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. This one says, long, juicy story, part one.
Part one.
We want part all of it.
Where's part all of it?
Watch, we never find part 2.
I know. I don't even think.
Because this looks really short.
This is 10. They sent this even 10 hours ago. Yeah, this is only
10
short.
hours
Maybe
ago?
they think they're like typing a lot. You know, sometimes they're like, it's so long. And I'm like,
TBC.
we read
Well,
longer.
let's read it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then if it sucks, we'll cut it out. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm
Kidding.
You did
We'll
not
keep
make
you
the
here.
cut.
We'll keep you here. We love all your stories. Just kidding. But send the part 2.
Yeah, send the part 2.
Just kidding.
Send it all at once.
Yes.
Take up space.
I can't.
Take up space.
Yeah,
You
your voice
deserve to.
matters.
It does.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for 3 years. We first started dating back in 2018, and we dated for 4 to 5 months. He decided to call it quits, and he said he wasn't ready for a serious relationship.
Okay.
So we ended things. 3 months, we were still hooking up, but we ended that too. So months passed by. I'm at a Halloween party somehow. Wait, I'm at a Halloween party. She doesn't have any punctuation. Sorry. I'm at a Halloween party.
I'm done.
Somehow my ex is there. I'm already
Oh.
drunk. So
This
I'm,
is recent.
this is not
A
even-
Halloween
yeah,
party.
they sent this
A
10 hours
Halloween
ago.
party.
This was like last night.
They sent this 10 hours ago.
Shit. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
I'm at a Halloween party. Somehow my ex is there. I'm already drunk. So at this point, he decided he was driving me home.
Okay.
Mind you, I am blackout drunk
Oh.
in the back seat
Oh.
asleep.
Oh.
So,
Ooh.
boom, we arrived to my house. All I remember is that he woke
Oh.
me up saying I was home, but he had my phone in his hands, which I found so weird because he decided to go through my phone when we had been broken up for a while. Which I found so weird because he decided to go through my phone when we had been broken up for a while. So he like went through her phone.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
So
What?
my drunk self decided to go through his phone. Worst mistake
What?
ever.
Oh.
How did her drunk ass even achieve
I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm
She
confused.
still knows the
We'll
best
have to-
code.
we'll have to fill in some
Sometimes
blanks.
it's just like, it's just like
Muscle memory.
muscle memory. So I never snooped through his DMs or message, none of that, right? So I
Mhm.
decided to unlock his phone right away, click on his camera roll, and find nudes of hometown girls full on our showing ass and tits. Excuse me. And she has like the upside down smile emoji.
Oh.
Not only did I find that, I also found a whole ass sex video of him and a girl in a hot tub.
Oh.
Full on Pornhub mode.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. When I tell you guys that shit, she said shirt, but I think she meant shit. That shit sobered me up so quick. I was so disgusting by him. Sorry, she probably was still drunk. I love you. It's okay. I was so disgusted by him. I told him not to text or talk to me, but somehow we end up getting back together. LOL.
Oh.
And we're
Okay. That's okay. Okay, keep going.
Wait, are we already
We're
like
back
in
together.
part 4? Like,
This-
what
I don't even know. We got back together. LOL. And we are officially going into 3 years in December, but somehow it bothers me. Also, this was probably like
Oh.
I don't know. Because I don't know. Because I found the same video twice in his phone, but that another story time. Me finding out who the girls were.
No.
Wait, hold on.
What?
I'm so sorry.
say the last sentence, maybe. Was that the last sentence? Me, something having other girls finding out who they are. That's something like that.
Okay, no. I was so disgusted by him. I told him not to text or talk to me, but
Okay.
somehow we end up getting back together. LOL. And we are officially going into 3 years in December, but somehow it bothers me because I found that same video twice in his phone, but
Okay.
that another story time, me finding out who the girls were. Was I dumb for going back? LOL. Send help. Love y'all.
Oh,
And she's a Virgo.
I don't think she's dumb. If
No,
you
I
if
would
you
not.
like him, that's fine. And you were broken up, so I guess I personally am like you probably looking at other guys too, thinking they're hot. Maybe you don't save nude pictures on your phone, but
Yeah,
like
because it's like
you were broken up.
if they were broken up. You
Yeah.
I'm
can't.
so confused by the timeline.
Yeah.
Like, when were they broken up?
Yeah.
Were they together while they were at this party? Were they broken up at the party?
It seems like
I
they
thought
broke up and then they found each other. Yeah, because and then they saw each other at the party, and then she ended up seeing his phone with like news with other girls. But then
when
like
they were broken up.
yes, but
While
then,
they were broken up.
but I don't know. But we don't know if that was while. But even if he was like, let's say he was single during that time and you found it, like.
Mhm.
Is he in the wrong for that? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he's single. He's not, like, committed to you.
Mhm.
So,
Before even attaching the whole right and wrong thing, I wouldn't even get that far, especially if at the time you guys weren't dating. And if you are dating now, it's now is the time. It's a little too late, but you need to catch up with clarification.
right.
I think also you need to address the fact that you both are on different levels of sexual openness. Clearly, he is that more sexually active and sexually open to where he likes to record himself having sex. And
We don't know what she's like.
it
sexually.
bothers you, one, because it's with someone else, and two, because you're in this mode of like dating, not dating, so your feelings are like still active.
Yeah.
So that is obviously going to trigger that type of response. But it's like, yeah, like if technically if you guys weren't together, then like it's just a video.
And also,
And-
like, if you're gonna look through your man's phone, you're gonna find something.
Yeah.
Right.
There's always something, like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, even if it's like he just took a picture of his dick, but maybe he didn't send it to anyone. But like, you know what I mean? You could always make something out of something, and like, if obviously if you cheat on you, then there's a reason. But like,
Yeah.
but
Did he cheat?
I don't
can't
know.
remember.
We don't.
But if
We
it's, I
don't
think
know.
it's just the fact that she
That's the
has
food.
a video,
Oh, you gonna pause it?
and I
Or
think it
what?
bothers her
Oh yeah.
because I totally get it. Like I've talked to people where they're like, "Oh my god, I would never date somebody that like has like sexual content or like blah 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 blah." And while I understand that, I think you need to take a look inward because that's your personal issue.
Yeah.
Because if I started dating somebody tomorrow and they had sexual content, it would not bother me.
Mhm.
I'd probably be into it.
Yeah.
But I would also I would need to date someone that also doesn't mind that of me
Right.
because
Mhm.
I also have sexual content. So it's like,
yeah.
and I understand that that's not everybody's cup of tea.
Mm.
I know that for some guys they would be like, nope, yeah, like that's a deal breaker. But what it isn't is it's not a red flag.
Yeah,
you
so
know, 'cause
what it-
that does not determine that I'm like a cheater or whatever. I'm just sexually expressive.
Yeah. It's like what about it makes you upset and
Yeah.
like yeah, do you mind?
Like, she might be
just-
more like traditional.
Yeah,
which,
she
again,
might
I
be,
understand why,
which is
where
totally
this feeling
fine.
comes from, but it's
Or
like,
it could also just be jealousy. You don't want to see your partner,
too,
you
yeah.
know? And it's
Yeah.
like, you know, just it could be an ego thing. It could be anything. And I think it's like worth diving into like yourself and having that conversation within yourself and then having a conversation with him. It doesn't have to be like a fight. It could just be like, "Hey, like I saw this.
yeah.
This hurt my feelings. I don't know what, you know, like can you walk me through like were we together? Whatever her concerns are, I guess.
Because also, what would you want him to do? That's why I'm
Right.
saying this is a you thing. Like, not saying that you have a problem, but like you have the solution. That's what I'm saying. Like, what he did is already done,
Mhm.
and you're the girl that's in his lap right now. So are you gonna make this more of an issue than it is? Because if you're gonna use this against him to be like, oh, so you're out here fucking other girls in hot tubs, that is a you thing.
That's a you thing
And
because
that's
he
like-
could do whatever he wants when he's single. Because I'm
Yeah.
sure you'd fuck a dude in a hot tub too if you were single.
That's why I can't.
But it's like maybe you just
subscribe.
record it. So if that's the issue, yeah, I missed some. I got
Yeah.
food at the door. But
No,
anyway,
you're
yeah,
good.
if that's the issue, then it's like you have to like
Yeah.
kind of. Is that an issue that he has a video and like what do you want him to do with it?
What are
Maybe
you
delete it.
perceiving
Like,
from it?
is that a
Yeah.
problem? Because he could still think about it in his
Yeah.
mind.
Like the video happened, or like
I think it's just her, like she's visually seeing him do something super freaky with another person, and that could
and
be
might be
understandable
bothered.
too.
Which is
Yeah,
understandable,
Like
yeah.
all the feelings that and thoughts and concerns that she has, I get it, girl. I get it. But like, I also get the other side where you can be okay with it and it's
Yeah.
fine. Like, if
Yeah.
and maybe it doesn't bother you that much. Like, I just whatever is the issue that you're attaching, just focus on that and do what you need to resolve that issue, because this could really be nothing at all.
Yeah.
It really, yeah.
And that's part of the reason why I personally just am kind of over monogamy. Not that I wouldn't be loyal, but you know, like,
Right.
toxic monogamy, where like the whole possessiveness is seen as like love and
Yeah.
jealousy is seen as love. Like, I cannot do that shit. Like, people who think like, oh, I can't be with someone who's like fucked a lot of other people, like, you're a hater and like that's a source of toxicity, you know, because
Yeah.
whatever happened before you showed up is none of your business. But also that's very judgmental. To
It
judge
is
someone
judgmental,
based
for
off
sure.
of their like them being
Their
a sexual
count,
person.
their body
Yeah.
count, or whatever. It's like,
Well,
anyway, not to get too much of that, but
also like jealousy like is also a neutral emotion. So like let's say you were watching this video and you felt jealous. That's like for you to explore, and there's nothing shameful about feeling jealous if that's why you're upset that it's there. Like it's
Yeah.
like sit with that, and maybe that's even a good thing. It means you really are attracted to him, and maybe you are jealous that he's like having sex with another girl on camera. But that did happen before you were back together. So obviously it's like a boundary conversation. Like, do
yeah.
you want him to delete the video because it makes you that jealous, or are you just jealous and that's also fine to feel jealous? Like,
Right. I know. There's just, and it, like, I guess her question was like, "Am I dumb for getting back with him?"
No.
It's like I don't even know how to validate yes or no to that, because, again, there's still so much more. But also, it could be like, maybe she's insecure in the relationship for something that's deeper than this video. So that's just something to like kind of explore and think about. Because there's layers to a relationship. So like I can't give a yes or no to that.
and also this was just part one.
This is just part
Yeah,
one.
so
We
we
don't
need
even
part
know,
This
two.
is just Renaissance.
and we don't even know how many parts there are to this.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah. And I would say, like, don't judge yourself. You're not dumb.
I was gonna say, yeah.
You're just being.
Yeah.
And if you start to shame yourself, address that.
Yeah.
You know, like, what is making you feel like, if the deeper feeling is, you could do better, girl, that's your answer. And stop, spending time with this person. If you know that you deserve better, and you can do better, then focus on that.
Yeah.
It'll be uncomfortable. It'll take more work, but you're not dumb for going back, but it definitely probably was just easy, right? Like,
Yeah.
And if we don't have like the context of like how you feel
Why
about
they
it,
broke up,
I would
or
just say
even-
like, I wouldn't say I would just say you're not dumb if this is what you want to do. So if this is what you want to do, then that's
Exactly.
great. But if you're feeling guilty because you think like societally, like you're supposed to have a huge opinion if you found like naked girls on his phone,
Right.
like
Yeah.
it's just like make your own decision. Like because people think that's scandalous, like do you think it's scandalous, or are you assuming that like society would think like I found this on my boyfriend's phone and like therefore am I dumb for getting back together with him? Like it's like
It's like, well,
if
was
you
he-
want to be with him, then that's fine.
Well, and what was
Was he loyal? Was he like
Yeah.
trustworthy? Was he, you know what I mean? It's like, it's okay.
Did she say like she was like revolted, or like how was she?
She
grossed
she
out when
said the word
found it?
disgusted.
She was disgusted by
Okay, so
it.
Okay,
I would
so maybe you don't like
genuinely
it.
try to be curious about what that disgust came from. Was it from seeing another?
Jealous.
Yeah, was
Yeah.
it jealousy? Was it from seeing another girl? Was it because you don't like watching porn, or you don't like watching sex? Like, those are all very valid reasons, but I would like please explore that, because what he did is actually not disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
It's
what
just
is like,
Being an adult.
what is your personal relationship on the idea of sex? Like, what are your boundaries on that? And like, is there shame? Like, yeah, like there's so many, like, what are your thoughts on sex and like other people having sex, especially someone that you like, you know what I mean? There's just so many like factors that go into it, because I mean, us three are here, we're like very sexually open. So for us, we're like, it's cool, you know?
Yeah.
And so there's some people who are still kind of battling with that. The idea of like, oh my God, this person that I love has had sex with someone else. Like I've been her before. I mean, like I can't even think about like dating a man who's like had sex with someone else, you know? And I'm just like, well, like, duh, we're grown. Like they're gonna have sex with other people. Like that's just the reality, you know? And I think that like, for me personally, I always had a lot of shame around sex growing up. So it really took me a while to get to this point to like be comfortable with like understanding that like most of us are gonna have multiple partners. And there's no like shame in that, some more than others, and there's no shame in that as well too, and that like, and that's okay, you know. But I think that isn't the case for a lot of people right now in their lives. So
there's actually, not to completely pivot into that discussion, there's actually no shame in catching an STI.
That too.
That too.
I'll just leave it at that. You
That
can explore that on your
too.
own, but stop shaming people for being sexually active.
yes, yeah.
I'm sorry, I was joking. But that's so true.
There's no shame in choking.
Yeah, if you like to be choked,
Don't be sorry.
that's okay too. Right, like totally
We're pro
fine.
choke here.
We're pro choke.
I can.
I like to be
Yeah,
choked too.
you
It's
are.
okay.
I love it.
So there's just so many layers to it. So it's hard to like.
Reminds me of a recent interview I watched of Madonna back when she released. So in like 1995, I think she released a book, her like sex book, and it's literally like I think it's mostly photography of like her and other figures having sex.
Cool.
And there's like her like completely like, fully masturbating. And so one of the interviewers like asked her, he was like, "Oh, it was horrifying." He like used the word like he was terrified. And she
Right.
was like,
I'm done.
she wasn't offended, but she thought it was amusing. And she was like, "What terrified you?"
Like
Yeah.
this is human nature.
And he's like,
we've
I don't want to see that. She's like, well, why? Like she kept asking him, and not to
Yeah.
like put him on the spot, but also like really explore within yourself why you're uncomfortable. And if you grew up like with whatever kind of like traditional values or just conservative values, that's fine. No one's pushing you out of those, but like those are very limiting beliefs. And the world exists beyond those boundaries.
Beyond that, yeah.
So
Yeah, because I mean, every single day, like especially on my Instagram comments, every single day, there's always like, I don't know why Instagram likes to push my content to like misogynistic men. So there's
just
still
everywhere.
still so many people who are like, you will never find a good man with this type of trash content. You know what I mean? It's just like
it's also
they're like,
such
what
unoriginal
shameful
narrative.
women, what shameful women to like be
Shameful,
talking about this,
nasty women,
like whores out in the streets or whatever. It's just all these things that it's just like there's a world beyond like your beliefs. Cool,
Yeah.
you don't want someone like me. I don't want someone like you. So like, let's fucking move on
Any
from this.
man
Like,
who still has that narrative, first of all, it's so old and tired. But you don't know women anymore because women are out here owning their own bodies, and they don't have to be walking around the street to be able to like make money if they want to from their pussy. Like
right, like we all like experience pleasure with our bodies.
Yeah.
Like that there's just no escape. It's just
'cause they're afraid of it.
biologically, it's just how we're formed. It's how we got here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, so it's just you know.
Those men are inferior, and actually, it's disappointing because they just don't know enough. And
Yeah.
all they know is the limiting beliefs, but they will run that limiting belief to the ground because they don't want to do the extra work to just think a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. If you ever want to entertain
But
yourselves,
keep commenting because, it boosts
it
engagement.
really gets my engagement up. If you ever want to entertain yourselves, just
Read the comments.
read the comments and also take things lightly. Don't try to fight people in the comments because
I wouldn't engage. I'd start like commenting with like flower emojis or something.
right.
Something
Like it's just funny to look at it and be like, wow, like the world is still. It's
yeah.
it's even a reminder for me because I'm like I'm surrounded by so many sexually open like people that I'm like, oh, the world is getting better, and then like it is to some extent because like a podcast like this would have never existed like
But
30
not
years ago.
universally.
Universally, yeah. And so, but it's like, okay, we still have like work to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like this is
absolutely.
just
1000%.
Well, people
it's a
just need to
reminder.
mind their own business. Like if you
Yeah.
don't,
And
if you
that
don't
too.
like, if you don't like, first of all, if you don't like what we're talking about on this conversation, there's really no need to interject your opinion because so
Absolutely.
many people do like it.
Yeah.
Many people enjoy sex and they don't carry the same amount of shame as you do. So like they're gonna be more open to talking about it.
Right.
So it's just very interesting how people are like, no, it's such a form of like control, but like
Right.
they're disguising it as like morals. They're like,
Yes.
you should be like more moral about your sex life
Yeah.
because no one will want you unless you are. But it's like,
Yeah.
hello, we're all in like relationships, or we've all had relationships before and they've
Like
been
my
fine.
boyfriend like loves me. Like he's like my biggest fan.
You
like,
found each other from this podcast.
from the show. So it's like
you can't speak for all men or a whole group
Right.
just because you have.
I mean,
like,
my mom told me because
certain
I kept
opinions.
Brocal therapy like a secret from her for so
Yeah.
long, and then when she found out, like she like told me how I was never gonna find a man because like I was pretty much doing porn, and I was like,
So it was your mom that commented.
yeah, it was my mom.
So,
My mom is in the comments, y'all. She's all these
She has,
all-
guys,
all-
there's a
she
man.
has several
several
profiles.
Finstas, yeah.
I'm dead.
But she would always say like I was never
She's
gonna
like,
find
this
anyone.
is
I
gonna
was
get Steph pregnant.
I was like disrespecting myself and my body, stuff all like that. And like for so long, like I think especially in the beginning years, I was like, shit, like am I like no man is gonna like me because of this show. Like this is gonna be
But
hard.
you
But
were
now I have found like the best guy ever who's
Yeah.
like
Because
literally
you were
found
doing-
through the show.
Yeah.
You were doing the opposite of that.
Yeah.
You were liberating that. And it's understandable why she thought that because of the era and the thoughts that she was fed.
Yeah.
But you moved beyond that and you
Yeah.
got exposure beyond that.
And it's also the thing is like just continue doing what you love, not even for the sake of because to find somebody, but like if you just continue doing something that makes you happy, it's gonna attract people who love that about you, and no matter the circumstance, like even especially mine, where it was like so I'm talking about having sex with like other guys and stuff like that, but he like was not looking like, oh, she fucks guys. Like, oh my God, she likes to talk about sex. She's like, oh, this is cool. I love the way that she like puts the show together. And she's very liberated because I'm being myself.
Yeah.
So it's just like continue. I mean, this is not even advice to homegirl, but just in general to anyone out there who needs
I
it.
know we were way off from
Yes.
We've
But
moved
just like
far
be
beyond.
yourself, do something that makes you happy, like get a hobby or like start whatever it is, and like you'll attract the people who like the same things and like will understand you. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hungry now.
I'm
I
done.
love it when you call me baby. When you lighten up my phone.
We need to do like a Camilla counter in this episode.
I
What's a
know.
Camilla
Every-
counter?
Every time she sings that fucking line.
Oh, I'm
I
done.
love it, call me baby.
Oh, a counter.
I count. I
like
know. It was
number
like
one, number. It's been several times,
ding.
perhaps 10.
10.
I think so.
I've never like sang that in front of anyone before, so this was my moment.
It's really great.
Glad you could be vulnerable.
Thank you.
with us.
Moment like
Like
this.
this.
Oh,
Some people
Love
wait
Kelly.
a lifetime
Or
for a moment like this.
Oh, harmonies.
Keep going.
Some people search forever for that one special kiss.
Oh, I can't believe it's
Harrison
happening
to me. Some people wait
a lifetime for a moment
like this.
Oh, modulation.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Well, karaoke.
Show choir.
We need to go to
Yeah.
karaoke.
Okay, no karaoke now.
I love it.
Okay, players. Any last words?
It's done?
Yeah, it's almost like
Okay.
an hour.
Oh,
but yeah,
wow.
so quick.
Yeah, guys.
Sure,
It's
baby.
I don't know. Are we sharing more? Are we done?
We're done. Yeah, and you want to do another email?
Well, that was good. I was like, should we talk more about like masturbation? I was like, I think I did enough.
Wait, do you have any more stories of masturbation? Wait, when did you start masturbating, Nathaniel?
Are you just gonna
Sorry.
add it to the
Sorry.
beginning?
I'm so sorry we
No,
brought
no,
it back.
we'll
I'm
just-
so sorry.
We'll just end it out with that.
I feel like the topic came. My sister hung out with like a lot of boys, so they just like, and they were older than me, so they just started talking about like, you're just gonna do this thing one day, and I was like, what is this? And then one day I was like I have shame. I feel the shame. I was looking at like pictures. Okay. Oh my God. What if he ever sees this? Mario Lopez was like my crush, and I felt excitement.
First of all, there's no shame in that.
I
He's
know.
everyone's
Yes,
fucking
he's
crush.
so
Mario
hot as
Lopez
hell.
is
And he's
fucking
still so
beautiful
hot.
and still beautiful.
Yes. Anyway, so
We are Team Mario.
Googling Mario Lopez, all of a sudden I felt excited. And then I thought, is this the thing that they were talking about? And then something happened.
Yeah.
And it-
Well, that's
and
very
I was like,
natural.
I was scared because I was like,
natural.
what is this?
Because I can tell you, if anyone is Googling Mario Lopez, they feel the same exact thing.
Oh, yeah,
I
he's
agree 'cause
fine
he's
as hell.
so hot. No shame because like it's fine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
Also, great taste.
He's gorgeous. I mean, I'm dead.
Like, so like, what are the instincts like when you're just like, let me tell you see that it's hard and then you just start touching it?
Well, when I was that age, I didn't even understand what was
It's
going
definitely
on. It
different
was
than
like a
being an adult,
weird
yeah.
sensation, and then I was like, "Oh, is this the thing
It's
that they
still
were telling me
curious.
about?"
It's still like as a teenager,
What do you
when you
mean?
first start masturbating, there's still a lot of curiosity. It's still just figuring out like what to do.
Oh.
Because then you figure out how to do it by yourself, and
So,
then
like,
you're like,
you're
oh, I'm
like,
supposed
what
to
do
do
I-
this with someone else
Wait, no. So you're like, okay,
or a group
my
of
boners.
people?
You're like, wait, this is like hard. Like my tutti just grew.
So that's why, like, I had no idea what to
Do
how
while it was
to
big.
do it,
Mm.
and so when I first started doing it, it was just like moving my hips in like my tight pajamas, like literally. It was just like
You're
because
like,
that motion
oh,
feels
yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
And then when I realized like, oh, I could literally be doing
Oh,
this
okay.
with
It's
my
like the same with the
hands.
vagina too. Yeah, like we would like kind of like on a pillow. You put it in between your thighs, and you're like, that feels kind of good.
Okay.
I feel
That's
like that
kinda
was
nice.
more
Yeah.
that because I didn't like take my hand, like I wasn't
Okay.
touching myself. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
it felt like weird, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then I went
Yes.
to the bathroom, and then like it was like basically like pre-cum probably,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
I was like, "What's this?" And then they were like, well, the guys that my sister was hanging out with, they were like talking about what masturbation was, and I had no idea. They were like,
Okay.
"It's when you touch it." So then I was like, "Oh, I guess I'll touch it now because maybe this is what they were talking about." And then when like that moment happened, like it was
Yeah.
just like I felt like, what's going on?
Oh, the first time you ejaculated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, what is this? Because your body's like never done that, and you've never like performed that on yourself.
Right,
So
right.
then after that, it just was like,
You
now
kept doing
now
it.
you know what this
Yeah.
is.
And it was like fucking amazing.
I know.
Oh my god.
Oh, not I know like that. I know, but I know, but it's like the shame that went with like growing up in a religious household and figuring out that you
Yeah.
could do that with your body is so
Yes.
conflicting.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
It's so
I was always
The
like,
shame, the shame around sex that they deliberately want it to be
Ah.
shameful thing is just like, oh my god, your body's built to do this.
Every time I did it, I was just like, oh well, now I will be going to hell, and
Right.
it's over for me.
like the
Right.
devil's watching
Oh,
me.
it's so
Like I always had
evil.
like
Why
the
did they
Virgin
tell us
Mary
that?
statue
They're
in my
lies.
room.
They are jealous. They don't want me to enjoy myself.
Right.
Oh my god.
They're jealous we have a pee spot. Yeah, the first time I found that,
A peace spot. Oh, see,
Oh.
that was a
it was
long time
insane.
for me.
It was
I don't
insane.
even really
'Cause, like,
remember.
I mean, I started like, once it was like doing this, I was like, well, I don't want to spoil the rest of my body, and I was like,
Right.
well, I know that like men.
How about when did you
Do
realize
butt
that it feels
stuff.
good, like or the
I
sensitivity with the
started-
balls?
Huh?
I feel like there's like sensitivity with the balls.
Oh, no,
like
balls are. I enjoy my balls. Well, like caressed. I don't like them like anything really intense. But when I first started like doing like butt play, it was just like out of curiosity.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why would it feel good in there? So I was like, well, let me figure it out. And so like the first time I like fingered myself, I was like, I get it. And then I was like, well, I want to try like something like bigger. I was like so ready to be a slut. I was
Yeah,
like, I
you
just want to be.
were.
I want to be prepared to like.
yeah,
have,
you're like I want to
sex.
feel this feeling
And
all
so,
the
like,
time.
God, I never thought I would tell this story ever again. But like,
we are.
it's also super specific.
so
So I hope you
dramatic.
follow
Go,
along.
go, go.
But like when I was in high school, my mom like is when I was getting into like grooming, and my
Yeah.
mom. I asked my mom to buy me Axe body spray.
Oh, of course.
And so like they had like those cans, and like the original cans were like they were pretty big.
Yeah.
But if you went to Costco, you could get like a
skinny
deluxe
one?
like.
Are you gonna say you put it?
Hold on, wait.
Oh no.
Wait,
okay.
Wait. So like if you went to
Oh,
Costco,
no.
Costco has like, large packs of like variety packs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she bought like this gift set of Axe body spray. The details are important. You gotta follow along. You gotta follow along. She bought me a Axe body spray gift set, and it had different scents.
Nice.
And then
Oh,
there
no.
was like they were like the full size ones, which are like pretty big, and
Yeah.
then there was a travel size.
Oh, the baby.
Okay.
And what did
She
you
started
do?
small.
So the travel size, I looked at it and I was like, this is like nice.
Yeah.
You know, like it was probably not even wider than like 2 fingers, honestly.
Right.
It was like
Okay.
very skinny and short.
Yeah.
And I was like, but what attracted me to it was that the stiffness, and also
Yeah.
because like the cap was like, it was like a rounded shape. It was just ideal.
Uh-huh.
And also,
Oh,
who,
girl.
no one's gonna buy me a fucking dildo at like
Right, right,
13.
right. You don't even know what a
Yeah.
dildo
So
is at that point.
I was like, well, this is what I got. I'm gonna make it work.
Uh-huh.
So also, I realizing, like cleanliness. No, I didn't know anything about douching. And I was like,
Right.
well, I don't want to like go in and like pull stuff out. So I got saran
Whoa.
wrap from the kitchen.
Well, because I was gonna say, what did you wrap it
I got
in?
saran
and was
wrap,
there
and it was
lubricant?
Blue saran wrap because we got like
Yeah, like the colored ones.
colored saran wrap. So it was a fucking
Sometimes they're,
travel
like,
size
red, yeah.
Axe body spray bottle wrapped in blue saran wrap,
Uh-huh.
doused in lotion.
Oh my god! Just whatever lotion. Is that fine? Was
And
it fine?
So
I love
the
that
first
even
time
though-
I went in, I also
Okay.
didn't even know what position to go in. But now when I
What?
masturbate, I like being on my back.
Yeah.
But I was like on my
Okay.
knees and trying to, which was like very difficult.
Right.
And so like I was trying to go in, and it was so painful
Oh,
because I
no.
was like, I didn't know how to like, I didn't know how to do what I do now.
Yeah.
But like, didn't know about like relaxing and like making sure I was like open and stuff like that. So like, but I didn't stop. And so I was determined to like keep going. And I was like, well, I'm just going to take my time because like also I was just in my room by myself. So I finally got it in like halfway, but that was enough to like hit my prostate.
and then you came.
And I just kept going, and like it wasn't even that long, and then I fucking ejaculated.
You're so funny. The gasp, Steph. You're so funny. Oh my gosh, that reaction was hilarious. Yeah.
I didn't even
You
fucking
fucked a
touch
little-
my dick.
For Christmas, I want to get you a gift set
Of Axe body spray and blue saran wrap. I'm so
and
dead.
lotion.
Aveeno. Cetaphil, perhaps.
Oh my god, I'm fucking dead. But
you
yeah.
fucked a, okay. Did you know you were like bakla?
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
Oh, what?
okay.
For
Say
sure.
it again.
Oh, that's
Bakla.
Filipino for gay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
But yeah.
I love
Definitely
that.
before putting something in my ass, I was like, no, I'm ready. That's why I was.
Oh,
doing
you were
it.
like,
I was
okay.
prepared. I was like, I have to prepare to be a professional.
Professional bakla.
It's also like, not to get so like, boo, I hope this isn't Debbie Downer. It's also so unfortunate that like gay or people in the queer community, porn is like our first teacher
Yes.
of sex.
And it's also a horrible teacher because it's fantasy.
terrible like
Yeah.
body standards were learned from that. There's
my
like
gosh.
just so much like it's gonna be like rough and it's gonna be like kind of scary, but also it was hot. Like obviously
Yeah.
I'm not dumb. Like it was hot, but at the same time it's like no one's gentle. Like no one's gonna
Yeah.
like tell me how to do this. But,
They're
like,
just gonna stick it up your ass.
like
Yeah,
it's just like
that's
we
scary.
don't learn through like traditional means of like this is
No
gonna
one's
go
teaching
here
it,
and
right?
you need
Yeah.
lube and you need
Aw.
to like douche or like you need to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, it kind of sucks.
It sucks.
But yeah, no, that was just my
I
2
love
cents.
that.
It does suck. You love that. You're
I
so
wish, like,
funny.
I kind of wish, like, I had, more education, more mentorship.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have, like, definitely, like,
Probably wouldn't have put
There
an
needs to be
axe
like
thing
gay
up your butt. I'm
education,
just kidding.
like gay sex education.
Yes.
Yes.
You know,
I
like,
it
not
would've
just sex,
been beneficial,
but like
for sure.
normal hetero sex education. It needs to be like
Mhm.
gay sex education in that.
Yeah. I remember when we had, like, sex ed one day,
Mhm.
and then, like, obviously super excited when they talk about, like, the male anatomy.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about, like, the pussy. I was like, okay.
I was like, I don't care.
I remember like
that's nice.
like when I was like 14 or maybe even a little younger, because I got my period pretty early. Got my like period like 11, and I know you guys are not gonna relate to this, but like some things were changing. Hair was growing. Things were coming out,
Mhm.
and there was like I mean up until I was like 20 something, I thought it was my clit, but it was not my clit. There was this thing
right, okay.
that like looks, it like sags, and I thought
like the hood or something, right?
something, and I thought it was a penis growing when I was younger.
Oh, no.
And I like asked my mom. I was like, "Mommy, like my backpack is like looking like this. Like, am I like growing like a tuti? Like backpack means vagina. Tuti, titi like means like penis. I was like, am I like turning into a man?
Oh.
And then she was like, Steph, and just like walked away and felt really uncomfortable. And for the longest time, I was so confused.
Yeah.
Up until like a few years ago.
I
like,
cannot.
wait, it was like,
a
is
few
this?
years ago.
I thought it was my clit, and then eventually I was like, oh, maybe that's like where my clitoris is. And then
I hate it. Sex ed is
I know.
trash. What do they want us to do?
The lack of sex ed is trash.
Yeah.
It needs to be more discussed.
That's why we're here.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I'm a sex education teacher. Don't follow any advice I give here.
We're the miseducation
Yeah.
teachers.
Miseducation. No.
I love it. Oh, I don't know.
Miss
Is that a
Independent?
song? Oh. Oh, lots of Kelly Clarkson
Independent.
today.
Yeah.
Miss self-sufficient. Miss never been a man. Dun on my phone. So.
Say, ooh, she better love.
Yes.
What does it take to take it over? All right. Anyways, plug yourself.
Oh.
With an Axe body spray bottle.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I had
That
merch,
might go.
it would be like shaping
We need
butt
to make.
plugs
We
as
should
Axe
make
body
you
spray.
merch. We
That's
should
funny.
make
And then
you
they would be
merch.
wrapped in blue saran wrap.
We should make you
You
merch.
should make
Fucking
short little blue
dead.
dildos. That'd be cute.
With saran
No,
wrap.
I would make
yeah.
travel douches. That's what I would make.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Anyway, HK Brains, I've said enough.
HK brains.
At
Okay.
Nate Lusk Photography. Woo. You
Soon
can
to
follow
be
me there.
At Nate Lust on Twitter. No, I'm just
Yeah. We're going to create a Finsta.
kidding. There we go.
We
just
are
kidding.
for
Maybe.
your tutti and hole.
Yeah. Girl.
Maybe tutti and hole is a good for you. Maybe your new name.
a
Tutti
new
Tito.
at on Instagram.
Yeah, your OnlyFans. No, he's not into it. He didn't even smile at the idea.
It's already operational.
Yeah.
There's no
He
reason.
can't. He's like, no. Anyways, follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to brocotherapy.com. My finger got stuck in her hole. Sorry, I don't know. I'm losing my mind. I'm hungry. Brocotherapy.com. I am horny, actually. Brocotherapy.com. All that shit is there. And bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. I was going to do the Camilla voice, but it's saying out. Baby. Broke girl therapy.